Hey food lovers, welcome to Fettuccine Alfredo world. Most people love this delicacy because of how easy it is to prepare and its high nutritional value. In this video, we will be exploring everything you need to know about Fettuccine Alfredo, its history, origin, fun facts about the food, and why it ranks as one of the world's most popular dishes. So stay glued to your screen as we take you on this journey. If you're hearing about this dish for the first time, Fettuccine Alfredo or Fettuccine al burro is a popular Italian pasta dish made of fresh fettuccine, tossed with butter, Parmesan cheese, and lots of cream. The dish is named after Alfredo di Lello, an Italian restaurateur who is said to have created the recipe in the early 20th century. To put this in context, the moment you mention Fettuccine Alfredo to any food lover, the first thing that comes to mind is its creamy texture, making it a comforting and satisfying pasta dish. It is often served as a main course, but you might want to munch it with a fresh crispy salad on the side or fresh garlic bread. Let's trace down the history of this irresistible dish, Fettuccine Alfredo. Back in the early 20th century, an Italian restaurateur, Alfredo di Lello, birthed the idea behind the food in 1908. The story goes that Alfredo came up with the recipe as a way to entice his pregnant wife, who was experiencing a loss of appetite. Alfredo's original version of the dish was quite simple. It consisted of fresh fettuccine pasta, tossed with butter and Parmesan cheese. The idea was to create a dish that was rich, creamy, and easy to digest. Alfredo's wife loved it. And boom, word began to spread about this delightful pasta creation. As the fame of Alfredo's fettuccine dish grew, it attracted the attention of American tourists who visited his restaurant in Rome. These visitors fell in love with the dish and its decadent flavors. They were so impressed that they brought the recipe back to the United States with them. Over time, variations of Fettuccine Alfredo have been created. Some chefs added heavy cream to make the sauce even more mouth-watering, while others switched to garlic, parsley, or proteins like chicken or shrimp. These adaptations allowed for a range of flavors and personal touches to be added to the classic dish. Fun facts. Some of these facts will leave you wowed. There's a lot to know about this amazing dish, and now I'm bringing it right to your doorstep. So let's have it. Fact number 1. Do you know that Fettuccine Alfredo has a day especially set aside to celebrate the dish? Well, February 7th is National Fettuccine Alfredo Day. So be sure to eat some Fettuccine Alfredo on the next February 7th. Fact number 2. Speaking of a special day, Alfredo alla scrofa gained so much fame when Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks stopped in and fell in love with the dish while on their honeymoon in 1920. To show their gratitude to him, they gave him a golden fork and spoon, along with a photo of them eating in his restaurant. He proudly slapped the photo on the wall of his restaurant. Pickford and Fairbanks served this dish to their friends and associates when they returned to Hollywood. Word about the new dish quickly spread like wildfire. Fact number 3. Sometime in 1959, some local businessmen had searched for the all-famous Alfredo and offered to build him a brand new restaurant without him paying a dime. How huge is that? Well, he was retired, but he agreed to show up as a greeter. The new Alfredo 2 location at 30 Piazza Augusto Imperatore is a few blocks from his original location. That's what happens when your dish has made a mark on humanity. Fact number 4. This one is rather obvious. In a bid to make it a single dish meal, you can add chicken and vegetables, such as peas served on top of it. That would make it more nutritional, but the original version is just something else. Why is Fettuccine Alfredo so popular? Well, as Leonardo da Vinci said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Fettuccine Alfredo is one of the simplest delicacies. Soon, I'll give you tips on how to prepare this meal, and neighbors will be trooping into your kitchen for a bite. Well, the history book of legends has it that this global dish was born out of a love story. I shared the story with you earlier in the video. The food gained massive popularity the moment Inez fell in love with Alfredo's new pasta dish. Because Inez liked the recipe so much, Alfredo decided to add it to his restaurant menu to see what customers would make out of it. From there, chefs began mixing up a delicious white Alfredo sauce, which became the classic topping for this dish. As simple as it might sound, the recipe transformed into the tasty Italian dish we know and love today. A lot has changed in recent years. The things we now consume have gone through countless adjustments, but that's the essence of civilization, right? Yet nothing feels better than using an original product. The name Fettuccine Alfredo is no longer news in every corner of the universe. However, a lot of refining has been done on this recipe, and we no longer recognize what the original dish should be. The real Alfredo sauce is delicious and popular because of its simplicity. The only ingredients are butter, Parmesan cheese, and pepper. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. The original fettuccine Alfredo is served at just 2 restaurants in Italy nowadays. Fast forward to today, contemporary fettuccine Alfredo loves to play with flavors and textures. Garlic often finds its way to the stage, bringing its savory notes to the party. Fresh herbs like parsley join in, adding a burst of freshness and a pop of color to the dish. And let's not forget the proteins. Chicken, shrimp, or even lobster can now join the party, turning it into a hearty and satisfying meal. When it comes to presentation, today's fettuccine Alfredo likes to dress up a bit. A generous sprinkle of freshly grated Parmesan cheese on top adds that extra layer of cheesy goodness. And what about a crack of black pepper for a little kick? Some chefs even add a sprinkle of chopped parsley or other herbs to make it look as good as it tastes. It's a feast for the eyes before it even reaches your mouth. So while the original fettuccine Alfredo celebrated simplicity and the pure flavors of butter and Parmesan cheese, the modern-day rendition has embraced the world of decadence, customization, and adventurous flavors. It's all about catering to the diverse tastes and preferences of today's food lovers. Whether you prefer the classic elegance of the original or the bold and flavorful twists of the modern version, fettuccine Alfredo remains a timeless dish that brings nothing but satisfaction. Premium satisfaction. Now, down to the main thing. How to prepare a delicious fettuccine Alfredo. This is one of the easiest Italian dishes to create, as it doesn't require all the grilling and various other crazy techniques. Simple and straight to the point that even a toddler can prepare it comfortably. So here's a list of everything you'll need for a classic fettuccine Alfredo. Salt, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 small clove of garlic, finely chopped, 1½ cup of heavy cream, 1 large egg yolk, 1 pound of fresh fettuccine, 1 cup of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano, freshly ground pepper to taste. Always add bacon to make it better. Optionally, chopped parsley for garnish. Now let's jump into the steps. We'll start by boiling the fettuccine, and to do this, fill a large pot with water and add salt to season it. Bring the water to a boil over high heat. Once the water is boiling, add the fettuccine pasta and cook it until it reaches the point where it's cooked but still slightly firm to the bite, aka al dente. While the pasta is still cooking, melt the butter in a large saucepan over medium heat. Once the butter is melted, pour in the heavy cream and stir them together. Allow the mixture to simmer gently for a few minutes, stirring occasionally until it slightly thickens. Gradually add the grated Parmesan cheese to the sauce, stirring continuously to ensure it melts smoothly into one perfect blend. Continue stirring until the sauce becomes creamy and well combined. Season with salt and freshly ground black pepper to taste. Remember, the Parmesan cheese is already salty, so only include your salt in pinches. Once the pasta is cooked, drain it well and add it directly to the saucepan with the Alfredo sauce. Toss the pasta in the sauce until it is evenly coated. The heat from the saucepan will help the pasta absorb the flavors of the sauce. Save a little pasta water to thin out if needed. Transfer the fettuccine Alfredo to serving plates or a large serving dish. If desired, sprinkle some chopped parsley on top for a touch of freshness and added visual appeal. Enjoy! Your homemade fettuccine Alfredo is now ready to grease your lips. Serve it as a main course, accompanied by a side salad or garlic bread, and enjoy the creamy, cheesy deliciousness. Feel free to experiment and add your own twist to the dish. You can bring in cooked chicken, shrimp, or vegetables to make it heartier, or customize the flavors however you desire to taste. You're the chef now. Do your thing. Despite the criticisms this recipe has received, we're sure to witness it remain one of the best pastas globally and among the most tasty meals of the century. If after watching this video you don't try out this recipe, then you might need to see your doctor. And that does it in today's video. Have you tried fettuccine Alfredo before? What was the experience for you? Let us know in the comments section. Until I catch up with you in my next video, bon appetit.